I mean, I've done a long webinar on the Fort Dix Five. That's a deep dive, but basically there are 5 men who were convicted of a criminal conspiracy to attack the U.S. military at the Fort Dix Five base. I mean, it's not charged like that. That's not the way it's charged, but that's essentially what they were convicted of, criminal conspiracy. And it was a 16-month sting. 2 different informants, one of whom was paid about $250,000 throughout his cooperation. Another of them had admitted to attempting murder in Albania, fleeing illegally into the United States, and agreed to cooperate with the FBI so that he wouldn't be deported and face death in his native country. So they both have, a very pervasive reason to cooperate as informants with the FBI rather than both financial, immigration, and also criminal clemency in the case of one of the informants. He wasn't charged with the crimes that he had committed. And I mean, just to give you just a broad overview, after going through hundreds of hours of informant-based wiretaps where one or both of the informants are having private conversations with the targets or the Fort Dix Five, the men in this case, as well as thousands of FISA wiretaps, which is when the government taps your phone, FBI 302s, basically everything. There was not one piece of direct evidence that showed that these men met, they ever discussed a plot, they ever intended to do anything criminal. It's just kind of a cut and paste job where an informant is talking to one party, then he's going and talking to another party, and then he's talking to the other party. And then the informant themselves are interweaving these very distinct and separate conversations to create the facade of a criminal conspiracy. And there were massive, gigantic holes in the investigation. And as Mr. Pratt mentioned, that there are no recordings of the handlers, the FBI agent, and the informants, and that's by design. But every once in a while, you'll catch when one of the informants forgets to flip off their recorder and is actually continuing a recording. And in each of those instances, and there are few, but in each of those instances, you can see that if there's any conspiracy or collaboration or collusion, it's between the FBI agents and their informants, and how they're going to further a plot or a facade of a criminal act.